Lounge with Ahman Green is on the air.
You need a sledgehammer? That's Batman.
The Gamers Lounge.
Tony Stark will blow up the building and
It's time to press play.
Welcome to the Gamers Lounge. And if you have been with us since about the 10 o'clock, we are already wore out, just so you know. We are beat up dealing with OBS, Streamlabs. You can definitely, if you stream, if you game, you know our pain. I made a rhyme there.
We always have issues with audio, and then today all of a sudden we have issues with cameras. Like, what is going on?
I'm just glad the show started. That's all. That's what I feel good about right now. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? How you getting through this?
I'm holding up. I mean, I was pacing. I was nervous. I felt bad for our guest, who we'll introduce here in a minute, because we had him hanging on here forever. But we got everything rocking and rolling. John?
Yeah, doing well, guys. I'm excited to talk to our guest today. This is going to be fun because we were talking before the podcast about something that's been bothering our guests in his world, and it's going to be a fun conversation, I think.
I don't think he's afraid.
No,
Let's
not
just
at
say
all.
that.
No.
Yeah, gamers, we're a different breed. We deal with a lot of stuff, so we know the patience that we got to have to persevere. I say through the last week since the last show, I had a chance to enjoy in the presence of my first grandchild, bro. I'm a grandfather.
You're not old enough to have a grandson.
I'm a pops.
No,
I'm a pop. I'm pawpaw.
Grandson or granddaughter?
Granddaughter. She turned 1 this past Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Thank you.
That's
So it was a good experience just being there. Cake, ice cream, and then we had, all the little other side, like little finger foods, fruits, vegetables, and I grabbed strawberries and cantaloupe and pineapple and chopped. I went back to daddy mode, or chopped it
Really
up. Small pieces.
Yeah, tiny.
And then fed them. And now she was just literally eating out of my hand.
So, am I able to call you Pawpaw from now on?
If you want to be a grown man and call another grown man Pawpaw, be my guest.
I don't know. I just like saying Pawpaw. I don't know.
Oh man, if this is your first time tuning in to the podcast, so this is Ahman Green's Gamer Lounge. We talk about all the current topics in the video game world and esports world, Twitch, YouTube gaming, Facebook. We bring up things that we find out there in the Twitter sphere or the internet. And we chat about it. We give our opinions about it and maybe help you, inform you on certain things. Then we have a fun segment called This or That we'll do, and that's fun. We find out more about each other, which we have, guys, on this show.
A lot about you.
Yes, a lot about me. I say I'm an open book. I let everybody in. And then we talk about game releases. We have some 3 fun games that we all picked individually that we want to talk about and let you know about, that you maybe want to go download or get the hard disc like me. I like the hard disc. I don't mind the download. Now, if I have to do it, I'll do it. But I like to go get the actual case. Sometimes that special edition one where you get a statue with it or something.
Yeah.
I know Hitman, that's what I'm going to talk about. I know it'd be a nice statue to have that guy. He's a cool looking dude. I remember playing it way back when on PlayStation 2. And then we talk about what's on stream, all these fun streaming apps that we have. That is, Netflix, Hulu, and they got Peacock, Quibi, DC Universe, Disney Plus.
How about my favorite, HBO Max?
HBO Max is the new one.
Dude, I'm getting more into HBO Max.
I'm telling you, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It's
a game changer.
We've kept this guy waiting long enough.
Yeah, let's not let our guests wait any longer. My man is Drew Frozone. I don't want to mess up this last name. I'll let you say it. Benusa. There we go. Benusa. First,
yes, sir.
So just a little street cred on my man. Yeah, a little clap there. Yeah, golf clap. So we got 5 first place finishes, 2 second place finishes, 3 third place, 2 fourth place finishes, and he's top 5 in the world in eliminations in Warzone, and also top 5 in Warzone event earnings. My man Drew, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Nice. So, with all those accomplishments, that first one, because the first one is always the special one. When you was able to win the first place in a tournament, how did you feel, buddy?
Oh man, it was like the best thing ever. Because I've never won like a super big tournament like ever before, but like winning a tournament, I think the prize was like $8,000 each or something like that. So
Ooh.
going from like, maybe a couple tournaments, a couple $100 each like that, and then jumping up to like an $8,000 like winning, like, hey, I get $8,000 just added straight to my bank account. Oh, like one of the best feelings ever, man. One of the best feelings ever.
Yeah.
Did you kind of feel like you had made it?
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. Like the streams and everything were like going really good, and then then we actually had to play like a qualifier to get into that tournament, and we ended up winning the qualifier, so we got like I think $900 or something for that, and then we had to play against. So there's like 3 qualifiers to get in, and then we had to play against the other 2 winning teams of the qualifiers to get into the big tournament, and then we played the big tournament and ended up winning the big tournament. So it was, it was a journey to get there, but it was like, it was like in your face, kind of like to, other people that, that I was always against gaming or never said, said gaming was a waste of time, It was just another like, hey, in your face.
All those
kind of
naysayers.
thing, so.
All those
Right.
naysayers.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
And that description just tells you the grind that gamers go through.
Right.
To get to an event, then finally get there, then you got to climb through the brackets of players that are from all over. If it's in person, if it's virtual, it's that's why we use that word a lot in this industry. I believe grind. That's a major word. So now, let me know, when did you know that you compete? That you knew that you can compete at the pro level.
I think so. After that first tournament, it was definitely an eye opener. I'm like, wow, like, if these tournaments keep happening, like, we can do really, really well. Just, stay with the same people. Get some like team chemistry and stuff like that. So we try to get into another tournament that was the next month. And we try to just get into the tournament because you got to qualify. If not, then there's all like the big streamers and the big content creators, to get in the tournament. And we were just hoping like, hey, since we won, we automatically kind of get into the tournament, but they didn't let us. So we had to go through, another round of qualifiers. And then they added like a KD cap. So like you can only have a team so stacked, I guess.
Oh.
So they added a KD cap. We had to find a different teammate. And then
that means
we ended
y'all
up
are good.
winning the next month's tournament again against all these other pro players and stuff like that. So I think like after the second one, it was like, wow, we are ahead of the game. We are super consistent. And these are the first few tournaments that happened in Warzone. So we're like, okay, if we win these first few, especially, this is most definitely going to set us up, really, really well for, for the next few months or the next year, or, to get kind of ahead of the curve. So I think after that second one, it was really like, it was really like, wow, we're actually like really good at this. We can keep doing this. Kind of thing, so
man.
Yeah. So that's when you knew you could hang, when you could compete at those higher levels. When did you first really get into playing video games? What maybe piqued your interest? Was there a first game? Any of that stuff? What got you into this, Drew?
I think just growing up, I've always been a big gamer. My older brother was a big gamer, so I kind of just followed his footsteps. We played all the Game Boys, Pokemon growing up.
Yep.
We always, try to get on, the computers and laptops and, whatever. And I've been just kind of a gamer forever, as long as I can remember.
Yeah. Was there a moment where you're like, all right, I want to try and do this professionally. I want to try and make a living at playing video games and streaming and being a content creator?
So I think back in like 2016, early 2016, a game called Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was out. I was playing like tournaments and wagers, and that's when I first started streaming. And the only reason why I started streaming is because I had a computer. I'm like, like what kind of negative things can come out of streaming? There can only be positives. If people want to watch me, then that's more than people before. If people want to donate or sub or, help me out or whatever, that's more than I had before. So it's kind of just,
Right.
I'll just turn my stream on and I'll just go with it, kind of a thing. But I think Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is when I first started making a decent amount of money playing tournaments, or like these wager matches, a couple $100 maybe a night or something. And that, over a period of time, a couple weeks can definitely add up. Yeah. So I think that's when it really was like, okay, if we keep our head down, keep grinding and keep working, like, in 3, 4, 5 years, it'll pay off, hopefully.
So when you first start streaming, though, you're a little uneasy with this, right? You don't you don't enjoy it as much, or what was it about streaming right away that you weren't particularly comfortable with?
I think, well, so I started streaming so it was like 5 years ago, and it was up until I think Fortnite. I just didn't really enjoy any games at the time. Fortnite was, in my opinion, going in the wrong direction in terms of my enjoyment of the game, and so, like I said, it just felt like I was forcing myself to play. And this is, I was a full-time streamer at the time. I just didn't like it. I just like I should, I'm living the dream job. I have the dream job of gaming and streaming, and I should wake up and love what I do, no matter what. And at that time, I really wasn't. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, go back to work. There's guaranteed money. Maybe I just need a little more social interaction. And so I was a server at a restaurant, and so I got to see friends again. My brothers and my sister worked there still at the time, and I got to see them more. It's just moving around and stuff like that. I think definitely was something I think I needed, after being like in a rut for a little while.
Right. It's so let's get into something you really like to talk about is the video game. So something that we have in common. I'm a big Halo fan. I play Halo quite a bit. And so what was your favorite Halo title that you played?
I think most definitely Halo 3 or Halo Reach. There was a period of time where after school, me and a few buddies would, as soon as we got home from school, we'd log onto Halo, and then we'd just go, we'd just play SWAT or custom matchmaking.
Right.
And then we'd also, have like Forge Wars where we'd like give each other 15 minutes to build our own base, and then, we'd, try to snipe each other, or, be creative, or play like the fan voted maps or the custom maps that was going on for like that month. So
yeah, I remember.
I do miss that. It was
really fun. I remember Forge Wars. Forge Wars guys, John and Ben, bring you up the steam on that. It was basically you create your own map, and you could change everything from the gravity on the map to the map itself, the boards. If you're on, if you're in the air, if you're on the ground. And so I remember playing one Forge War where the guy had it was 100. It was like 90% gravity. So basically, you could not move. There was only one person that could move, and he had the ultimate like shield on. So you have to go after him, but it took you pretty much unloading like 100 rounds or more of bullets into him before you could get the. It was kind of like oddball. So it was oddball. It was whoever holds the oddball gets the most points. So it was one of those game modes. It was crazy, and that was Halo Reach. I believe that was Reach or 3, and 3 was what got me going too, Drew. That was the one. I was in Houston. I was a Houston Texan at that time. And everybody was better than me in the locker room at Halo 2, and I was target practice. So I was getting shot literally by everyone. Yep. We had Matt Shaw was our quarterback. He was good. He would just smirk at me, and I'm like, "Hey man, chill out. I just picked up the sticks. Relax." But it took me a while, and then I did my journey just like you mentioned. Did that journey and finally got good, and it probably took a whole season for me to get right in the Halo games right there.
Matt Schaub. A Halo player?
He was a Halo player. Very good shooter.
Wow.
And a fragger. He could throw them grenades bouncing. That's where I learned watching him and some other players throwing grenades off walls. I was like, oh, they bounce. You could ricochet that. I was like, what? Oh, this is a game changer. That's a game changer right there.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, man. So,
those are good games.
Exactly. So, I'm going to go back in a little bit of time machine in your childhood there, where you started with a few games, one of them being RuneScape, and another another one being Diablo. So what was it about those games that you enjoyed playing?
I think like the biggest thing, especially for like RuneScape, that probably has my most time played out of all the games, on one game, out of all the games I've ever played, it's just because there is always something to do. You have all these skills, and your goal is to basically get all your skills to 99, and it takes forever. It literally takes forever. So I think one of the best things is like, it always kept me busy. There was always something to do, and it most definitely was a game that I could play in like kind of like, it was called like AFK skills. So like I don't have to necessarily pay attention that much, so I could always watch movies or watch YouTube videos, watch streams, stuff like that. So that game and Diablo, it just, there was always like something to do or something to level up or something to move forward in, and that's just kind of what took up all my time.
So how about the name The Ringer? How did you get that? How can people call you that?
Oh man, I don't even know where that came from. To be honest, I honestly have no idea where that came from. I guess just a few people started calling it. I guess it maybe caught on a little bit, but I'm not even sure really, to be honest.
Is it because you're that good? Come on, Drew. Talk up your skills, man.
Man, I seen him.
I mean, maybe a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I watched. Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too humbled a little humbled a little bit, I guess.
That's good. Yeah, stay humble. That's good. I watched your stream yesterday on Warzone, and yeah, and highlights from doing my homework on Instagram and some of your one shots, headshots, things of that nature. Very, very impressive stuff. I'm striving to do because My little background, real quick for you, Drew, for about myself. I'm the head coach of esports at Lakeland University, and we have a COD team, and so they're getting ready for the season. The season doesn't start till February, so we got a couple more weeks. So I'm sitting there, dreaming to, just like you, there's a few of my players are like, I wish I could snipe like that without even thinking. It's like breathing.
Well,
it's
here we
amazing.
go. We've got the man. What's the tip? Give the tip to Ahman so he can pass
There it is.
What is it? What is it makes you so good at that?
I just don't do anything else but play the game. That is literally all I do, man. So I mean, like that, a lot of people in my streams and like videos and stuff I just ask like, how can you improve? How can you get better? Like, dude, I just play. Like I guess some people are a little bit more talented than others, but I think you can always work on the skills. I think like something like you could just pick it up easier or maybe learn a little bit faster than others. But I think over time, I probably have like 87 days played in Warzone, and the game's been out not even, for about 10 months or so. So like that's a lot of gameplay, and I stream 250 to 300 hours a month. So like that's a lot of time, perfecting my craft and just playing a lot. So it all comes down to, I guess, muscle memory and just repetition, I guess.
Yeah.
So you talk about all that time that you've spent playing these games. Is it a challenge for you to try and find that balance between, honing your craft and then still having a social life and, interacting with family, friends? Is that a challenge?
To be honest, like this last year, it's probably just been a little bit easier because of the whole COVID-19 stuff.
Sure.
And so maybe that was kind of an excuse not to go out hang with friends or miss a couple family things or but I've always just been my mom used to always call me a little hermit, I always was in my room, lights off, playing video games, and it's not hard for me, I don't really get that burnt out of things, and I'm surprised, after 10 months of playing the same game, I really haven't gotten that burnt out. But I think it's just because it's definitely been one of the best years for me in terms of streaming, tournaments, viewership and stuff like that. So I think success and the growth has been very, very addicting. Mm-hmm. And so that's why every single day I want to wake up, I want to stream, I want to make a video, I want to push out this content on all platforms, just because it's I really want to take advantage of the whole snowball effect, I guess. But I've always been a little hermit, I guess, and it's not too hard for me, to be honest. So
Ben?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, at least your parents never had to worry about Drew because they knew where he was and what he was doing. He wasn't causing trouble anywhere.
Oh, man. I say
exactly.
like us all, for sure. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the Twitch chat right now. Local Diz, A Stealthy, love the name, and my man Big B are in the house right now. So going down the line of questioning for my man Drew, because he's done some great things. So you've played with a few, I say, co-workers of mine in the last 10 years. I played probably against one of them for sure, Brian Arakpo. So I saw that you played with them. You play with them frequently, quite a bit. So it's Brian Arakpo, that used to play for the Washington team, and Jamal Charles, that was the chief. So who is the better Warzone player out of Brian Arakpo and Jamal Charles? I got to put you on Front Street on that.
Yeah, you put him on the spot.
Because I know Jamal very well.
I would say Jamal. I think Jamal's a little bit better.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, can't wait to see him.
He can some pretty good snipes. So, he can hit some pretty good snipes.
Is that kind of cool too? I mean, that's obviously a perk for you being a pro streamer and to this level you've got to be able to play with these people that we all look up to, we all see on TV playing professional sports or whatever it may be. That's kind of cool, right? To know you game with Brian Arakpo, Jamal Charles. That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's even after like I told my dad and I kind of maybe put it on Facebook just to flex a little bit. But, oh man, it's
Of
awesome.
course.
It's so cool, man. People like growing up, we watch these guys play football or whatever it may be, and after playing video games with them, like, dude, these guys are just gamers, just like me. And so
Exactly.
it's been amazing. It's been so cool. And I think one of the coolest things is that Golden Tate, I've played a lot of Warzone with Golden Tate and Blake Martinez as well. But Golden Tate, like he'll be on Discord or he'll be in my streams. Like I'll see him like once or twice a week probably. Just asking to play Warzone and stuff like that. So like it's just mind blowing that Golden Tate is just like reaching out to me to play Warzone. Just to have fun and
that's
play
awesome.
video games. So
That's
I think it's like the coolest thing ever.
Right. Does he give you a hard time? The Golden? Because I know I met him a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I think I give him more of a hard time than anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you
like,
trash
there'd be like a time
talking,
where
Drew?
he like, what was that?
I was just gonna say, are you a trash talker?
No, I love to just yeah, I'm a trash talker. I'm very sarcastic at times, and so maybe some people just think I'm a little, just I'm kind of a dick, I guess.
Hey, being real.
But yeah, I mean, so there'd be times like Golden Tate will like gift like 5 subs to my stream and be like, yo man, that that new salary, it's flexing it real well right now, just start like just giving them shit basically.
Yeah, we could take it. We football players. We get hit all the times, words included.
Exactly.
Yeah, so,
Exactly.
All right, so we got one last question here, then we'll jump into our rundown of the show here. So, what's coming up next for you in 2021 in the years to come so far for you, Drew?
So right now, I think the biggest focus, so the last 5 years I've been just streaming very, very consistent, but now towards the end of 2020 and now into 2021, I really want to focus on being consistent on all the platforms except for just Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. My goal is to really push out content, as consistently as possible. And that's why, I hired that team, is because that was one thing I was struggling with, right? So I just needed help. I needed help with that. So my goal for 2021 is 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We just passed like 15,000, like a couple days ago, which, I was at 7,000 like less than a month ago or about a month ago. So we're moving forward, and that's the whole point of 2021. I don't want to set any crazy unrealistic goals, but the whole point or the whole goal, I guess, is to just keep moving forward, keep doing the things I've been doing, try to play with other streamers, content creators, maybe other, athletes, whoever it is, just build those relationships, build those friendships, and just keep on keeping on.
Well, you got one here, so we could be playing together.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it, man.
Let's do it, John.
Real quick before we move to our next segment, Frozone, I think maybe another goal in 2021 is to get rid of these cheaters, right? The cheaters that we,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Team 'em up.
because I've seen you on Twitter. You've been talking about the cheaters in Warzone, and I don't know what. Just handle it from here.
It's just Call of Duty and Activision. It's a $1 billion company, man, with a free-to-play game and has no anti-cheat. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it, and it's becoming just such a big problem because, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know who's cheating because there's different ways you can cheat, stuff like that, and people are making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, either on stream, growing their stream or growing, whatever, or playing in these tournaments. And the biggest thing is in these tournaments, and you just never know. And I think there needs to be an anti-cheat, but there has to be a reason why there's not anti-cheat. And I just wish that, it'd come public, or, just give us some transparency, that's, tweet out something, there's gotta be a reason why, but we don't know it. There's just, I could rant forever about it.
Well, because you say you come across cheaters. You say you come across cheaters like all the time. when you're playing? And even so, like, how do we know that there isn't some sort of, like you mentioned, a soft aimbot before the podcast? How do we know that there's not like a different level of cheating for some of the top competition?
Yeah. So at that point, I guess you just never know, unless people get caught red-handed. But at the same time, there's not going to be a lot of people that want to call out big streamers and stuff like that. Like, there's not a lot of I don't think there's any big streamer that I think is cheating.
Right.
But just because they have more to lose, what's the point, of them doing it? If they're smart, right? But you just, if I play Warzone on a daily basis, I'm gonna die to probably at least 3-4 cheaters every single day. It'd be a blessing if I only died to one cheater in a Warzone stream of 6 to 8 hours. But it's just, I just have a bad feeling, and I just hope that it just doesn't overtake the game and doesn't just screw the whole game up, because I love Warzone and I love Call of Duty, but I just hope that it doesn't screw it all up.
Yeah, so in the Twitch chat here, we got Klapkowski says plot twist: the people creating the cheats are sold info to Activision, and then it's unrealistic says they have a community manager that doesn't talk to the community. So the people you got to reach out to for that issue and report people. So we'll get to John. Take us into. Go ahead, Drew. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, I think transparency would just be the biggest thing. Just give us a reason, tell us why, or whatever it is. Just I think transparency with your community of people that grind and play and upload content, and I think transparency would be just the best thing. Even if you don't have a solution, just tell us why, I guess.
Sure.
Exactly. So, John, take us over to this or that.
This or that.
All right. So, Frozone, this is the fun, conversation.
Yeah.
Not a game, but conversation that we do is called this or that. So it's basically like saying, would you pick, some of your favorites, obviously, Call of Duty or Halo, this or that? Would it be this Call of Duty or this Halo? So that's just so you know what's about to come at you. All right. So, John, or you want me to take it?
I got it. Okay.
You got it, John?
All right, so this or that. Here we go. Indoor wedding or outdoor wedding? This or that. Let's start with our guest, Frozone.
Indoor, because I live in Minnesota, so I'd go with indoor.
Oh, man.
Decisive. I love it.
Yep, you live in the Midwest, you're choosing indoor wedding for sure. I like outdoor weddings, though. I think they're cool. I think there's just something, if it's on a beach or whether it's set in the woods or something like that, those can be really magical and really cool. So I'm going to go outdoor wedding.
John?
I'm going to go, I got married outdoors in Minnesota, Drew, and it was late September, so we're kind of crossing our fingers that we're going to get a decent enough day, and we did in late September, but I'll go outdoor wedding.
Yeah, I've done both. I've done on the beach as well, and during COVID. It was 2 weddings I went through during COVID, our experience there, so right there, I'm going to go indoor, because then you control the elements.
Yes.
You can have a wedding that can get completed, because the wedding on the beach almost got took out by some high waves, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. You got to plan for the
tide. It was a cousin. It was a family cousin. My cousin and family down there. It was on a destination wedding down in, I believe it was Cancun or somewhere. And we had high waves that almost took the bride and the groom out from the backside. So.
We made a fun viral video.
One hell of a story to tell the kids one day.
This or that, guys. NBA All-Star Weekend or MLB All-Star Break?
I can start with this. NBA is so much fun because I love the dunk contest, the three-point contest. Now, I would say over the last couple of years, the dunk contest, three-point contest, the names that are in those have definitely gone down, down, and down. Because for years, we've always wanted to see the king in that. We've wanted to see LeBron James.
Never did
he won't ever do it. No. Major League Baseball All-Star Weekend, Home Run Derby to me is cool to watch, but I don't really like to watch the actual All-Star game. So to me, I'm going to go NBA. I think NBA is just cool.
Frozone.
What you got?
I'm going with the MLB.
Really?
I definitely grew up watching a lot more baseball, and we've always watched the Home Run Derby or the All-Star Game, and me personally, I've just never been a basketball fan, so I'm just going with the baseball, MLB.
Well, you haven't had much to root for there in Minnesota, so I don't blame you.
No, not much at all.
I'm going to go with NBA All-Star Weekend because I just think the whole events surrounding it are so fun. Listen, I think the Home Run Derby is a blast. The way they've changed the rules, it's really fun. But I don't know, man. Even though there aren't some of the bigger names sometimes, like the dunk contest is fun. It's gotten fun again. And three-point, who wouldn't want to see like Steph Curry shoot threes? So.
Right.
How about you, Ahman?
I'm gonna have to go for nostalgia's sake, because something from since I was a kid watching Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins go at it. So I'm gonna go NBA All-Star Weekend, and now they have like the skills challenge with the WNBA players get involved and teaming up with the NBA players. They work as a team on dribbling skills and all that. And like you said, a 3-point shootout. That's just amazing, because I've done a few like events like fundraisers for 3-point shootouts. They make it look easy. I'll just say that. I had a lot of air balls when I was shooting that ball. I was happy. I was like, I'm a pro football player. Remember that. Leave me alone.
You aren't used to the round ball.
Yeah.
No, it's not your
You
thing.
need the oddly shaped one. All right, so the running of the bulls, this or that, or I don't even know how to say this, the cheese rolling hill thing. Remember where they throw the
seen the one-
cheese down the
It's
hill? What's it called?
It's what's
The I don't
the
even know how to pronounce it.
Gloss. Hold up.
We
I
all
got
know. Hey, we know what we're talking
it.
about.
Gloucestershire. The
Gloucestershire?
Gloucestershire cheese rolling hill race.
You know what we're talking about, Drew, right?
They
Where
chase
the-
that.
Yeah.
They chase the cheese down the hill.
Yeah.
It's the most dangerous thing in the history of the world, I think. Talk about how many concussions and back injuries probably result from that thing.
I would take the cheese hill. I'm taking cheese hill. I'm not dealing with a bull.
No, I'm with you.
I would deal with the bull and a
I'm
back
with the
or
cheese.
ACL gone than dealing with a bull that might impel me with the horn.
I would
Okay.
think you would take the run in the bulls because you would just be able to like do some move or stiff arm the
It's
bull or
a
something.
bull, John.
I know, but once you go down that hill, your gravity's taken over.
I like where your mind is going, but I'm 43 now. Okay.
Okay.
I
This
know
dude-
my age limits.
This dude to my right was used to stiff arming Brian Urlacher, not a Brahma bull. I mean,
not
come on, man.
Not like 7 Brian Urlachers rolled into one. What about you, Drew?
I'm going with the cheese. I'm going with the cheese hill thing. I'd rather do that 100%.
Yeah. Hey, take an ACL over getting impelled. Okay.
Those
And-
videos, though, man.
Heck yeah.
Those cheese videos are,
So they're funny, right?
And
yeah.
speaking of football and bulls, Joker 1-6 in the Twitch chat says stiff arm the bull, and then he says, and then hick balls. Okay, one crazy name right there says bulls are gentle creatures. Trust me, I know this. I'm a volunteer fireman, so I might do the bull running if I take
Why
that
does a
advice.
fireman know about bulls?
I don't know.
What?
He knows.
No, he's lying. He's lying. Bro.
Yeah,
he's,
I'm with
he's
you,
lying.
Drew. He's lying.
He's lying.
He's totally lying.
All right, next item.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this or that. Okay, you gotta help me out with this one, I'm on. Deleting old emails or going through the mail? What do you mean?
Actual mail.
Like snail mail. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actual, paper mail, you got to cut open and go through it. All them.
Or
Because
just-
I
or
noticed
just
I
click
got just as
delete.
much junk mail in my actual virtual email than when I look
Oh.
at the stack of mail that I pull out the mailbox every day.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like, what is going on?
I just happen to have my email open right now in front of me.
Open mind.
I'm going to tell you guys how many unread emails I have.
Oh, don't even do it.
28,178. I do
What are you
not go through
doing?
I don't go through them.
I got mine, guys.
He's with
19,178.
me. He's
Nope.
with me on
You want to
this.
see mine? I'm at
Drew, you get yours on.
62.
62.
I delete every morning.
I'm at 48. So
There we
Oh,
go.
You guys got me beat. So I
I'm
would
at 48,000. 48,000.
Oh,
Oh,
48,000.
48,000.
Never mind. Oh,
Nice.
man.
You're the winner.
I'm at 48,000.
Congratulations.
And I brought this up because my wife, she had like 15,000 unread emails, and I'm like, what? This don't. I wake up in the morning, and that's part of me waking up is deleting emails because I don't have to focus.
Oh, because they stack up on you. They send you the deal on this because you ordered one thing one time, and then somebody else buys your info, and then you got like 10 more emails.
It's the algorithm.
Yeah.
Out there. It's out there, man.
All right, so I'm not even sure which one I'm choosing there, but I do not like either of them.
Well, I'd rather go through Snap. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm deleting them on
Okay.
on my phone.
What are you picking, Drew? Well, yeah, obviously you're not deleting old emails.
Yeah, I would rather just go through paper mail. Right now, I don't have a whole lot. I have like all my illegal stuff getting shipped to my parents, so I don't.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, I just got not as many.
Yeah,
you know,
so
paper mail.
In the
on here,
Twitch,
so.
in the Twitch chat, we got an Asian assassin has 8,000 emails not open. So.
Yeah.
Drew still the winner, 48,000.
Oh, wait a minute. We got my man Big B 5535 says, I looked at my mom's phone once, and she had 100,000 unread emails.
See, that's
Oh
not
my
fair.
God!
That's not fair. I feel like sometimes the elderly, they don't know how to work
The
technology.
elderly.
No, it
I'm
matters.
just saying.
She's not elder. Okay,
She's not an elder.
Because elder is above 60, right?
I don't know.
She's not that, and that's a lot. That's a
Well,
lot
I
of
think you
emails.
just get to a point. Just get to a point. You just like let it. You just let it go.
You're just like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
Yep.
that, Drew.
All right, this or that, guys. Red Dead Redemption or Fallout?
Ooh. I say I'll take that one first. I'm definitely Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I played both of them. I'm in the middle of Red Dead 2 right now, it's a cowboy RPG game. So y'all, just to bring y'all up on it, and I would say there. I know because Fallout is a deep commitment. It is serious epic game, as I would say. A lot of stuff you got to do in Fallout. But it's still a great game. But I'm gonna go Red Dead.
All right.
Drew?
I'm gonna go with Fallout just because it, like you said, it is a very deep game, and I like those games. You know, there's always something to do. You know, it's a deep, deep grind. So that's gonna take up, any spare time I have. You know, it's a game that hopefully I enjoy. I think I've played it a little bit, but not too crazy. But my brother said it was amazing, so I'm gonna go with Fallout.
Yeah.
I played a little bit too.
I've heard good things about Fallout as well. Red Dead, I had so many friends that played that game, and I never got into it. I don't know why. So I'm going to go Fallout just because I haven't played it yet, but I want to eventually tackle that.
All right, guys, moving on. This or that. What did we settle on? eBay or Etsy? Is that what we're going with?
Yes.
Is that the final? eBay or Etsy? Let's start with Ben.
Me, lucky me. I don't use eBay ever anymore. I used to use it all the time. I don't know why. I kind of phased out. I think just because Amazon's there,
Okay.
and like I don't resell a lot of things.
You're not on Etsy either? You're not buying little handcrafted
Items.
things?
Okay, this is probably horrible to say, but I'm always the guy that says these horrible things. Isn't Etsy for women?
Dude,
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
you're gonna get beat up when you walk out of
leaving,
here.
up.
leaving the podcast.
Beat me up.
You're gonna get,
Is that just the stereotype
you're
I
gonna get
have?
drop kicked. So,
Is that horrible to
know.
say?
Let Frozone answer that.
Am I getting fired?
I prefer Etsy. I think like growing up, like we were always told like eBay was like kind of sketchy and like you never trust people on like eBay or like Craigslist or something. And so I think they got PayPal involved, and so that definitely helped things after that for a while. But
Yeah.
I think Etsy is more creative, more personalized, and more unique items that you can get for a gift or anything like that. So I'd go with Etsy.
Gotcha.
So you do use Etsy, Drew? Is that what you're saying? At least once in a while?
Yes.
So I went on Etsy for my dad, my brother, and my sister's Christmas gifts.
Yes.
It's like a box that we could have got their name written on it, but it has like a couple cocktail glasses, the big thing that holds the alcohol and those little metal cubes or whatever.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say,
they're
like,
called.
Etsy's perfect for gifts. I've bought gifts off Etsy before. It's awesome. You
Yes,
can it's pretty cool for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as my man Big B also chimed in, it's where you get those custom handmade
Yes, custom.
gifts like Drew, like John that you mentioned.
Maybe I'm confusing Etsy with Pinterest. I don't know.
It might be. Well,
I
I know
gotta do more
for me it'd probably be eBay.
Yeah.
Like that was my hustle when I first retired. From the league. And I was, what I was buying on there on eBay?
What?
Among green jerseys?
No, G-Shock watches. I was addicted to buying G-Shocks because I was like, okay, I'm done playing. I can't buy the expensive stuff no more. Let me just settle here in about the $200-300 range of watches. This is the newest one, but I had
How many watches do you have, Ahman?
At least 30.
Okay. That's not bad.
At one point, but between giving away to the kids and selling them on eBay,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta shop this because this is gonna be bad. At this rate, I could have 1,000 in 10 years, and I stopped. I did stop cold turkey.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with eBay because I'm into sports cards, and I'm selling sports cards on eBay right now because it's fun. So I'm going to go with eBay. And yes, they do have PayPal, Drew, so it is a little bit more less sketchy, I guess.
Yes.
All right, final this or that, fellas. Outgoing or shy? So is this just in terms of in what respect, Ahman? Like your personality?
Your personality.
Okay, are you more outgoing or shy?
I say for what I do as a job, obviously I'm definitely outgoing because I have to.
Yeah.
You know, you're obviously doing this stream.
Yep.
Drew, and you know what I mean. Because when you're streaming, you got to be talkative. You got to be that. But I would say my natural impulse is to just chill, lay in the cut, not say a whole lot.
Yeah.
Be that shy guy in the back. Because sometimes the shy guy gets the pretty girl.
How about you, Drew?
I'm most definitely, I would say I'm more outgoing most of the time, but I'm the same way. Like, I'm outgoing when I need to be, but you know, if I'm doing anything else, I'm chilling. I'm hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk if I don't have to, you know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I'm that route.
Yeah, I'm with you guys too with this, and then what I do for an actual job on the radio. I have to be very outgoing, but I always feel like once I walk out of the studio, I am just the most introverted person known to man. I don't talk very much to people. I just kind of do my own thing. So I'm with you two on this.
Yeah, I think around friends or people I know really well, I'm usually outgoing. But even around them sometimes, if we're playing on a Friday night, they're like, "You still there, John? What are you doing?" Like sometimes I just like to eavesdrop. I just like to be part of the conversation. But so I think we're all kind of in the same boat there. We're kind of shy when we're off of this thing, and then here it's a little bit more outgoing.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, there you go. That's this or that.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for that. And Drew, thank you coming on,
Yeah.
Thanks, Drew.
answering
Thank you.
our questions, participating
Thank you very much, guys.
in this or that. You are welcome. And yeah, I'll send you my gamer tag, and we could link up
Yes, sir.
on some
Yes, sir.
Warzone.
We're gonna have to get Tate and the other guys involved too, then probably, huh?
Yes, sir. I want to see. I
Yes,
got to
sir.
test them out because I've been playing with
Yes.
my team.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, man. So thank you coming into the Gamers Lounge, hanging out with myself, Ben, and John. Man, see you later.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you, guys.
All right, John, take us over to. Oh, we got topics. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world now? First topic on the list here. So, you brought this up, man. You got Cyberpunk. Is still, I say, working through things, and they got little, I say, disgruntled employees going on with the fact that the game was actually supposed to be released in 2022, and obviously it's 2020 or 2019. It came out last month in December, so it's just interesting, now that it was more. We find out it was more a shock to the actual coders and everybody developing the game over there at Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so set this up.
CD Code Red.
Yeah, so if you read this article that I found, and we can send this out via our social channels as well, but there was talk that this game, they were going to start working on this game back in 2016. They really didn't start working on it till 2019-ish, 2018, somewhere in there. And then when there was talk, or actually CD Projekt Red made the announcement that the game will come out on April 16th, 2020, fans were elated, but internally, some members of the team could only scratch their heads, and they were wondering how could they possibly finish this game by then. And one person is quoted as saying that they thought the date was a joke. Based on the team's progress at that point, they expected the game to be ready in 2022. Developers created memes about the game getting delayed, making bets on when it would happen. So the internal team working on Cyberpunk 2077, they were like, there's no way in hell this is going to be ready by April 16th of 2020.
Right.
So how does this happen? Why does it happen?
It sounds to me like parts of departments did not communicate very well.
Yeah.
Where
Communication. Yep.
we know the business is getting a big tentpole game or a big, I say, AAA game out there, and it's been talked about for years. You bring in Keanu Reeves, and he makes the big announcement at E3 2019. So you have a lot of fan and build-up behind it.
Sure.
So then now the head of departments are like, oh, man, we got to make this happen. Because we're seeing everybody, like I said, Keanu Reeves, he doesn't do nothing that's not successful.
Yeah.
So he's going to bring in his fandom, which I'm part of that fandom of what he's done over his lifetime and acting career, from Matrix to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, John Wick, and then now this. Like, man, he's getting into the video game now, basically. And so knowing that, they basically, they just kind of shot themselves in the foot, in other words.
And then there's also quotes and reports in this article about how they tried to staff up too quickly. They didn't hire enough people to deliver on the ambitious open world. There was language barriers with some of the people brought in to create the game speaking Polish while others spoke English, which caused obviously major troubles. And then let's not forget, we're still in the middle of this world pandemic. So it's like CD Projekt Red, they just weren't on the same page.
Yeah. And John?
Well, I was just going to say, it sounds like to me is basically this is the response from those who were basically, getting called out, like the developers of the game, basically, right? Like they're getting all this negative pushback about why is the game so crappy? Why is it so many glitches? And now they're saying, hey, let's get the real story out here. You know what I mean? Like, this is just something that was supposed to be ready in 2022. Yep. We got rushed. Exactly. What do you want us to do? Like, you can't rush something and expect it to be perfect. And I think this is kind of like that other side of the story that's coming out right now.
Yeah, and like Drew mentioned, having that company, the publisher, the developer, having that transparency.
Yeah.
And they're being, honest and showing that there were mistakes made and making sure, from what you saw with PlayStation, because they got to work with the companies actually producing the game, distributing the game, Microsoft and PlayStation, not reimbursing right away, but then later on say, okay, yeah, we'll give you a full refund if you're having glitches with the game. So it's just something that, looking forward, they should have known, especially when COVID hit. It's like, all right, because you saw what Microsoft did with Halo Infinite. Right. They pushed that off till the end of this year, and we still don't have a date. We just have a gray area of December of 2021, and maybe 20. It's not solid yet.
Right.
That's what CD Projekt Red should have done. Took saw what they did and did the same thing.
Yeah, and it sounds like all these issues kind of snuck up on all of us, and we didn't hear so much about it because CD Projekt Red, they were the studio behind The Witcher 3, which came out to critical acclaim. That was
popular game.
Very popular game. So
popular TV show.
That was coming out at the same time as all these issues were sort of, bubbling up with the creation of Cyberpunk 2077. So that kind of got slid under the rug because CD Projekt Red was so, they were out there touting their success with The Witcher 3. So now that we see this article and we see all these reports, we really shouldn't be surprised that we're seeing all these issues with Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, it's the recipe for something not working.
It's like the perfect storm.
Yeah, we're sitting in a state where you're looking at what we're watching on TV in terms of the NFL. It's playoffs. A good team that goes all the way through, that means to the Super Bowl, they have all the things working. A team that doesn't have that going is a team that we see that struggles. So speaking from, coming from the world I come from, where you don't have that communication, then you on top of that, you might get injuries, you got all this other stuff to when the whole beauty of trying to have a team doesn't work. And that's what we kind of see here with I'll say, not the downfall, but the struggle. Cyberpunk, having that fanfare coming in, but then this going down a little bit because of all the glitches and all the paybacks and refunds that have to be issued because the game not working properly. So So John, something that's like in my neighborhood here, talking about healthcare and gamers getting tested on the topic of sleep and gamers and health and all that. So take us down that road, buddy.
Okay, so I saw this tweet about esports players, and there's some research put out on professional esports players from Australia, South Korea, and the United States. And some of the key findings of this sleep study is that the sleep duration of these esports pros, 6.8 hours. Experts say, hey, 7 to 9 hours is what you should be getting.
Right. So
they're getting less than the recommended daily allotment of sleep. These esports pros from these Australia, South Korea, and the United States, sleep timing, 3:43 a.m. to 11:24 a.m. Like that's kind of the range of when they're going to bed and waking up. And that impacts your mood, and that they recommend sleep interventions with some of these gamers.
Here's what I'm going to say, too, with this, is that if you are going to bed at 3:43 in the morning and waking up at 11:24 in the morning, you're not able to lead a normal life when it comes to interacting with other human beings, right?
That's one thing. Yep.
Yeah.
And our natural sleep cycle is from, obviously in terms of time, it's 7 to 8 hours as an adult.
Right.
But it's usually going to bed between the hours of 9 and 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever wonder why that is?
In terms of gaming?
No,
like
in terms of why Okay, so for
yes,
example, we need between 6 to 8 hours of sleep, whatever that number may
Right.
be. Why is it that our normal sleep cycle is going to bed when it's dark and waking up? Why is that?
It's because of the sunlight. So our body, so we know, so once the sun set, our bodies just naturally go into, basically, we're going into a small hibernation. So once the sun set, you usually eat dinner between when? 5 and 7.
Sure.
Correct? Then after that, your body starts digesting, then you settle down and you watch either a TV, movie, homework, do some work. And then usually between 8 and 10 o'clock, that's where you kind of feel that sleep, basically that sleep mode kind of hit you.
Yeah.
And so that is just our natural, they call it the circadian rhythm.
Yes.
Because of sunlight that the humans, since the basically dinosaurs and then cavemen, that's what we lived on, and how we basically either, woke up, went to sleep, went to be with a hunter-gatherer, all that. So it's way back when to now. But now we went from hunter and gatherer, when as soon as the sun set, it's no light. You maybe had a fire or a torch or a bonfire. Now we got electricity. We got video games, we got cell phones, we got computers that we could be up all hours of the night, keeping that rhythm open. That means keeping our pupils dilated and our brain functioning to a time where it's malfunctioning. So it's just why, and that's why you see the things that you ordered the gamer glass.
Yeah.
And now you feeling the difference when you wearing them. When you're not, you don't game as much, but you on the computer a lot.
Right.
It's that same when you mess with that, then you start feeling other things falling off in your life daily. I say day by day.
Ever since I got these blue light blocking glasses, I've been wearing them for months now. I feel like I'm tired at the same time every night.
Yes, I have had the same results.
I feel like I'm sleeping better right away.
Correct.
It's remarkable. I wear these at work, and then when I go home for the final couple hours before I go to bed, boom, these come on. I try to put this down, the device, the phone. The TV's usually on, but it's amazing. And I don't know if, listen, if something real's happening here, or if it's just, kind of a placebo effect, but I don't care if it's a placebo effect.
It's working.
If it's working, it's working.
Exactly. I mean, it's something it's basically what I tell people, because, I train, I pay attention to my nutrition, so I get a lot of people asking me, Ahman, what do you do to stay in shape? What do you do to be, full energy and all that stuff? And I'm like, well, for one, I just start by getting 7-8 hours of sleep. Sure. I'm not taking no supplements. I mean, I do drink a protein shake maybe twice a day. I do work out daily, but I do that stuff because we're programmed to do that. Just think about when we were kids. We're in elementary school to middle school. What did we do? We wake up, eat breakfast, head to school. You do your first session of classes, then you go to recess. That means you run, jump, climb the tree, go to the monkey bars, whatever, swing on the swings. You go back in the classroom for a couple more hours, come out for lunchtime. You eat, do the same thing. Jump on the monkey bars, play kickball, play football, play basketball, go back in class for another couple hours, then you go home. That's when now you go home now. You're either going straight home to do homework and then do your chores and then go to bed. Or for me, football, baseball, basketball, go play again, go play outside, ride my bike, get in trouble. But then usually at that time, like Ben mentioned, 8, 9, and 10 o'clock, that's when I've energized I've tapped out. Right. So you naturally wore yourself out. So I learned that as a kid, and I remember that. I think that's where a lot of adults miss sometimes, being so active during the day, because you let work, you let video games. Video games is a good thing, but sometimes you let it come in and forget to plan it accordingly. Because I remember when I first came out of football, I wasn't just gaming literally from sun up to sundown. I would give myself, I put it in my calendar on my iPhone, 2 hours of Halo, 2 hours of Madden, 2 hours of this, and then I was done. So that was 6 hours of gaming during the mid part of the day. Then after that, I tuned down and turned off once it got to 9, 10, 11 o'clock. And every now and then I do a 3 a.m. run.
Okay.
Every blue moon on a Saturday, trust me, I'll go for 3. I'm not saying I never do it, but you can't consistently do it.
Well, I remember when I got back into this thing, and me and my buddies were playing, and we were going to like 1:30 in the morning, and I tried to go to sleep, and my brain was like, no, you're not sleeping yet, man. You were just playing video games. Like, it was hard for me to sleep. And so I think that's important, too, to find that balance of putting it down, letting the body get ready for sleep, and then sleeping, because it is really important. That study talks about how, depression and mood, your mood is altered in gaming if you're getting less than the required amount. So there you go. That was that story.
All right, John, take us to what's on stream.
Rewind.
I couldn't get it out. My brain is not working right now.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
Oh, man. See, right there, I'm functioning on about 6 hours of sleep. I'm at the minimum right now, so that's why I bumbled through that last comment. But what's on stream? So I'm on into American Gods. You can find it on Stars and Prime Video. So it is a recently released ex-con named Shadow. He meets a mysterious man who calls himself Mr. Wednesday. I want that name. I want to be Mr. Friday or Saturday. I think that's pretty dope, though, for real.
Mr. Sunday.
And so Mr. Wednesday, and who knows who knows more than he seems to know about Shadow's life and his past. So this is season 3. Season 3 just started on Prime Video. I watched this when I went back home to see my beautiful granddaughter. Me and my stepsister, we sat there and watched it. And I'm like, I always wanted to watch it because I've seen the previews for season 1 and 2. 3 just started, and it's a pretty cool thing. It's basically new gods. So you say about, gods kind of like Greek mythology gods. So those type of gods versus the older gods versus the newer gods. So I guess 2020 gods are different than the gods that's been around for another millennia. I don't know. So check it out. It's pretty cool show. But like I said, you could catch it on Stars, the Stars app, or Prime Video.
So you talked about this last week, and I wasn't here.
That's okay.
And John wants to jump on board, too, with this one, WandaVision. So I'm caught up on all the Marvel movies. I've seen everything. I'm so excited for WandaVision. Over the weekend, I finally got the chance to sit down and watch this, and I'm just utterly confused. I mean, now I understand where they're going because I read articles online and everything.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of explaining why we're starting in the 1950s in this black and white world with Wanda and Vision.
Right. I say so. My best answer to that question, Dan.
Are you going to do a spoiler? Because I don't want to hear it.
No.
Okay, good.
It's I'm going off the Infinity War. So the Infinity War, we found out there was time travel and multiverses. So I read a little clip in an article probably like a month ago that mentioned that this is where WandaVision is in one of those time travel spurts that we didn't see during Infinity War and Endgame. So it just happened. So it's kind of like with Star Wars, the Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
It's Rogue One was the story of the crew that hijacked the Death Star plans to learn how to blow it up, and then eventually it got to Luke Skywalker and the crew. So it's one of them side stories that was never talked about in Endgame, in Infinity War, and that they're just inserting it as the Marvel Universe lore.
Yeah, and to me, I think I read this. John, I don't think it's going to be a spoiler for you, but
I know nothing about it. I'm trying to keep it that way.
Okay. I read that Wanda is so upset about what happened.
That too.
So now she's created because she lost Vision, right? Vision
Correct.
dies. Sorry, John.
Correct.
So she's created this alternate universe, this ultimate world where she and Vision can live together. But now, as we saw at the end of episode 2, because you've seen episode 2, right?
Yep.
We see where that little...
I've seen 1 and 2 as well.
Okay, so we see that beekeeper come up through the sewer drain.
Yeah.
So supposedly that is hinting about what's going to happen with... Is it AMI or
AIM?
AIM.
Yes. AMI, you were right. AIM.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And so supposedly that's a hint about what's going to come, because that's a group of mad scientists.
So what I'm really excited about with this is because when I saw the preview, I was like, this is weird and different, and it's not like your typical, here's the superhero storyline. I was like, I'm in. I like that. And I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm waiting for it to make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because I was like you. I'm like, not sure how we're starting here or what exactly is happening, but that is the part of the show so far that I like. I like that I don't know what's happening, and I think there's going to be that episode that's going to be that aha moment where it's going to be like, okay, I know exactly what's happening.
Now I know what's going on.
And so I'm looking forward to that. But how many, do we know how many episodes this series is, by the way?
I think they're releasing them weekly, so they're taking a page out of Mandalorian.
Yeah, I like that.
Again, but that show came off of what streaming service? Disney Plus.
Disney
That's the way to
they're
do
the
it, man.
only. Why is that the way to do it? I want to sit down and binge.
Because then you're done in 2 days.
But then come up with more content. Isn't that your job?
But this strings it out, so we're talking about it for 10 weeks instead of 2 days.
Exactly.
But
and they're smart about that.
But I thought that was the benefit of streaming services. I was going to get it all right away.
They all thunk you.
But Disney Plus is the only one that does it.
They're smart. Hey,
not
what's
the
Disney
only
all
one
about?
that does it.
They're not just
HBO?
about kid movies. They're about making that money.
Well, I mean, in HBO, if you got a show that comes out and it's there, and
Yeah, but that's not a streaming. That's like me watching it on cable TV, which I grew up doing. What I'm saying is what I love about streaming services is they give me all the content now. I choose when to watch it. You don't tell me I'm getting one episode a week. I can watch 12 in a row if I want.
Disney is like,
Nah, they're giving me the old Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, they give me now. You gotta wait a week.
here's my last thought on this WandaVision. 9 episodes total. We've already gone through 2 of them.
And we know nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid we're going to be a third of the way through this thing this upcoming Friday, and we're going to know anything. Like, get to it, man. Get to it.
What they have going for them is that this is playing off of the Marvel universe, the Marvel franchise.
Yeah.
So no matter how much the show sucks, people are still going to go there in droves to watch this and see what happens.
Exactly. So Frozo says in the Twitch chat, he says, thank you guys. He wasn't sure because he was on for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he said thank you for being on again. So that was
Thanks, Frozone.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. That was awesome.
Yep. So John, take us to game releases.
All right, let's do the game releases.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
Game releases. Is that your dog? Anybody got a dog that's in there?
No,
I have 2 dogs, so it's definitely not
got
my
2
dog.
as well.
So the game I'm talking about, fun game. I mentioned it earlier in the podcast today. The game I played, it was I believe it was Hitman 1 and 2 on PlayStation 2. So Hitman 3 is headed out. So you got Agent 47 returns as a ruthless professional hitman in Hitman 3, the most important contracts of his entire life. So embark on an intimate journey of darkness and hope in the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassins trilogy, Death Awaits. So it's out on all consoles and I believe PC. So Xbox, PlayStation, PlayStation 5, Xbox S Series or Series X, Switch, and its own Stadia as well. So you could hopefully you pre-order. It is out today. That means you pre-order. You probably, like I mentioned, you got the big nice statue or something. I got so many RPGs right now. I'm not even thinking about that. I still got I'm working through Cyberpunk as I can work through the glitches. Red Dead is one. Last of Us 2. So I'm not even gonna think about purchasing it. But I'm telling you, go check it out if you're a Hitman fan like myself. It's a fun game. You get to get some snipe shots in. So Ben, John, what you got on the slate?
All right, I got Gravity Heroes this week on the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and the Switch. That is out January 22nd, and this kind of harkens back to games that I played when I was really young. Gravity Heroes, it's a fast-paced, chaotically beautiful 2D arena shooter set in the midst of conflict between humans and synthetics. It's up to you, the player, to combat hordes of robotic enemies. There we go. That was a rough
You gotta get
one.
more sleep at night.
By controlling gravity, collecting power-ups, and picking up weapons to change the side of the battle. So it kind of reminded me of like classic arcade games like Invaders or like Galaxico.
Galaga.
Yes.
Galaga.
Oh,
I could
okay.
never pronounce it as a kid. I could never pronounce it,
Galaga.
and I still can't. So yeah,
Sound like the Matrix. You said machines and just
you just
that,
love
the other.
Keanu.
I told you.
He's your dude. Anyways, yeah, so my pick this week, game releases, Gravity Heroes out January 22nd on the PC, PS4, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch.
I'm going with Ride 4, PS5, Xbox X, and so it's a motorcycle game, basically.
Lamon's riding over here.
What?
No, I'm simulating me.
Oh, you're
riding
riding.
on a motorcycle.
So it
Actually,
says
motorcycle, me go 2 hands. There we go.
Ride 4. By the way, watching this trailer, it looks pretty sweet. Ride 4 brings the challenge to a whole new level of realism. Hundreds of bikes, tracks, and riding gears replicated to the finest detail with the most advanced technologies. And you know, we've heard about this haptic feedback with the PS5
Yes,
controller.
it is special.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fun.
How do you describe what that's like? Because this DualSense advanced haptic feedback with Ride 4 is take you to new tactical and sensory heights, is what they say.
So the new haptic experience is basically when you feel something you don't expect to feel.
Sure.
That first time, you're like, oh, what's that?
going on? Yeah.
What's going on? And then it's just the controller. Basically, it feels like the controller's alive and it's reacting to you touching it. So that's how the best way I can explain it.
Is it like
It's
awesome?
vibrating.
Is
Yeah,
it awesome?
Yeah, it's a weird, awesome feeling. You're like, man, we're getting there. We'll almost be Ready Player One soon, where we have full immersion.
Yeah, we're getting
I'm
there.
reading the book Ready Player 2, so they got that one. So that's another.
Oh, they've got the book?
Yeah, they got another. They got part 2 getting ready. So hopefully we could be in that one.
That'll be a movie in like 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
my goal is to get all 3 of us in that movie.
Oh, even if I'm just in the background,
Exactly.
just like walking around.
We just a side, what's they call it, background character.
Yes.
Or NPC. In the video game, we'd be an NPC,
Okay.
non-playable character.
Boom, perfect. But they talk about with that DualSense, the perfect synchronization of the haptic effects with audio feedback. So I thought that was pretty cool. Ride 4.
All right. So,
Boys, we're about out of time.
man, we out of time, man. So thank you, you two, for all the patience that we had to deal with prior to going on stream. But everybody else that tuned in to listen on the podcast, it'll be up later. But then on the Twitch chat at Ahman Green TV and Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. So I was watching Eeyore and Big B and some. I saw Esports Biz and I saw some usual suspects with where we saw a new guy called, what was his name? A Stealthy Whale.
Oh, okay.
And that's interesting, a stealthy whale. You should imagine a whale sneaking around, being stealthy, coming in the back.
Probably not. Too
You know,
big.
great name, by the way. So thank you for coming in and listening and watching the Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. We'll be back next week with another great guest.
Yeah, this guy-
another great guest.
This guy, people call him the Bo Jackson of esports, okay?
Baller.
Yes, he's both a Madden player and a NBA 2K basketball gamer. His name is Timothy O'Leary and Salimo. We'll get that figured out next week. But O'Leary, he's also won himself an ESPY.
Yes, he
there's
did.
A lot
really?
there's a lot
done
to
some
talk
fun stuff.
to O'Leary about next week.
So
but
we got-
anyways, you can find us on the socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, AG_Gamers Lounge, podcasts, wherever you find those podcasts. Want to give a shout out to Apple Podcasts. Please go find us there, rate us, review us. It's going to help us do so much more. We want to keep bringing you some of these amazing guests as we started with this week with Frozone, so you can help us. Rate us, review us, Apple Podcasts.
All right. Do what my man Ben just said, please. Come back to Ahman Green's TV and Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge
Hey,
on
if
Twitch.
you don't, Amon's going to come tackle you or stiff arm you. So.
Or I might go sniper on you like Hitman
Oh boy.
or in Warzone. But peace out. Thank you for tuning in the stream.